Live on YouTube real quick. It's already been 40 minutes. Holy moly. I started watching this YouTuber who plays RuneScape, and he does the most ridiculous shit. He literally locked himself into the cow farm in Lumbridge. He locked himself into the cow pen. Literally can't leave the cow pen.
Shit my pants, I did.
The funniest shit I've
tasty
seen.
Ricardo Flick first Knine. Wow, first Knine happy.
Wow. First canine, wow. I wish I could change my prefix, but I'm still not a partner. 12 years later. Knight, thank you for the 45 months, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Don't log in again. I've been feeling the itch. I won't lie. I've been feeling the itch. Listen, Deadlock raises my blood pressure. I needed something a little different that's a little bit more chill. That, you know, instead of raising my blood pressure, it gives me like arthritis or something in my wrists.
Shit my pants, I did.
Time to do a scamathon or something. Dress up as a clown. 12 years, no partner celebration.
Jeff Bezos can buy.
This is for being my best and most underpaid visual QA tester Jeff Bezos can buy. I got you, brother. I got you. I get paid by the hour, by the way. Fist, thank you for the prime, man. Thank you. I logged back in just to mine stars. That's really, man. With everything you can do in the game, you choose to just mine stars. Apparently, there's a crafting minigame coming. I'm still level 1 sailing. I haven't even gotten on the game to try out sailing. I was all hyped up about sailing. To be fair, part of me just kind of wants to wait until they like work on it more. It already looks really good, but I do think I want to wait on it a little bit more. Let them just add more stuff in so I can get soaked in like a sponge. Which game is this? Minecraft? Minecraft. Okay, so a couple things we need to do. We need to replace the laundromat meshes with the actual meshes, which I believe I forgot to pull. Okay, well, it's Minecraft. Yeah. It's Minecraft. We love Minecraft. I love how everyone's like, ooh, slobber GTA 6, and I'm sitting over here going, train slops and chopping woods. You know what? I kind of want to make a incremental game. In a Bluetooth? 40 minutes, no dev, stop stalling? Okay. What have you done today? When did you wake up? What time is it right now? Let's see what you got. I set up a dam for my personal files. Why don't you just let a beaver do that, idiot? Stupid. Dummy. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something and I don't know what I'm looking for. Guys, what's going on? I don't remember what I'm looking for. Oh, well, whatever. Oh, I already pulled. Huh? Huh? Pull up Godot and get it done right now. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna use Godot. I don't think I will be using Godot. I know they're putting a bunch of AI slop and shit in UE6. I know. Apparently they're even putting more UE slop. Or like AI slop. They're really making every edge and corner of the engine AI friendly, I guess is the way of using it. Way of saying it. I just don't care for using UE6. It's got to be really good, and I got to be able to disable all that shit. But Yeah. You will, you just don't know it yet. I don't know if I'm ready to just use another free open source software program again. I've already dealt with the Blender community, and I know how rigid they can be. I can only imagine the Godot community is very similar. At that point, I'd rather just learn C++ and modify UE. To do the things I need. I'd rather cut my fingers off than use Godot again. Holy moly. The Crim engine. No, I think I'd rather just use UE and modify it where I need to. I don't need to be on the latest and greatest, fucking shit. I thought Godot was the game dev darling. No, that's where people be performative and they say that they do game dev, but they just use Godot as an example, but they don't actually do anything inside of it. Crim engine? You mean cringe? Modifying UE cooked. Dude, I don't ever want to deal with the source build again. But I've seen some people do some edits through plugins. Like, you can override stuff still through plugins. So it's possible to do that, but... Just do source builds and become an alpha developer. Alpha developer, aka guy who edits the engine, says he can edit the engine, but hasn't released any fun, interesting games. Where am I right now? Oh, here we go. The alpha part is your eternal game alphas? Okay. I get it now. I could just stay on 5.8. Honestly. Modifying UE because you don't want to upgrade. I think that would probably be what I would end up doing. I think UE6 would have to be a really hard sell. Like, it would have to be really good and worthwhile for me to go into it. And enough for me to disable it and disable parts of it because they're throwing so much fucking AI shit in it. But based on how I've seen how the plugin thing works and how dependencies work, there's a hard probability they're going to just do hard dependencies on fucking everything AI related. So the instant you try to disable the AI thing, you're going to have to disable 5 million other plugins. I bet money on that. I'll put $200 down. 300. I'm so confident I'll put $500 down that the instant you try to disable all the AI shit in that fucking god-awful engine in UE6, it's going to genuinely disable a bunch of things that you actually need. Because it's going to be reliant on the fucking AI thing. Where am I? Oh, you want to disable the AI? Now the 3D graphics don't work. Classic. Yeah, I don't know. With everything I'm hearing about oh, they slightly shifted. Not a huge deal, but they did slightly shift. Just a little bit. With everything I'm hearing about everything going on at Epic, I don't trust anything that comes out anymore. What is Niagara speed up? When I spawn in more particles, I don't modify the duration of it anywhere. Do you have any acceleration or anything? Hold on, for some reason I can't like ever open up my chat. It's not even the entire AI part. For me, it's the blueprint deprecation and then pushing verse. I think for me, it's a little bit of everything. I think it's a little bit of everything. Blueprint deprecation, the whole verse shit that I really don't fucking care for. The actor deprecation, which I'm sure could be very good. Could be very good. So that one could be good. Like, I could see the whole, them switching to a scene graph, ECS kind of structure. I could see that being good. I think they just have to document it well enough so people can transition into that kind of workflow. They're probably going to deprecate traditional materials, and it's going to be all set to substrate. Let's be real. They're going to fucking do that at some point. I 100% prefer the normal materials. Substrate, fuck off. They're probably going to deprecate like some traditional rendering systems. I would not fucking doubt that they're going to make it so they force nanite and whatnot on and Lumen on us to some degree. I would not doubt they'll do that at some point. What are some other things that they're most likely going to do? They probably might actually change the licensing terms for UE6. I could see them doing that. I could see them raising the price on it. I don't think they would force their own Perforce alternative. As far as I can tell, they've already open sourced that and stuff, but... You mentioned that 3592 S Plus Legend run on Chop Shop was good. Look at this. 3389. I think I can do better. I would actually speedrun my game a little bit. That's how crazy that is. It is fun just going in there and just shooting shit. Just write a game in Fortnite, Grim. Fuck them all. Dude, I hate that too. Them trying to force UEFN down our fucking throat by putting it in UE6 and integrating it with everybody else's development environment. Can you go away? I don't care about your fucking game. I literally don't care. Let me make my own game in an engine completely separate from your shit. No, Fort Ran, not Fork Knife. What's Fort Ran? Should write a game in Fort Ran, Crim? What the hell is Fort Ran? Is an old ass language? I don't even know what that is. It's extremely good at concurrency. The language older than your parents. Oh, Fortran. It's old as hell? Huh. Did I scale up all of these laundromats without me realizing that I was using a scaled up version of all of them? Huh. And it's not even scaled evenly. I like my scaled up Cube 152. I'm a big fan of Cube 152. Leave them scaled. It's for the monstrous closes. Okay, motherfucker. Explain how this oval is supposed to spin in circles. Not that I care, but explain how the oval it's not actually gonna spin, but like... It's the mystery that holds everything together. Mystery spelt incorrectly with an I. Hell yeah. Ah, fuck it. It's fine. We leave it in. These all are going to need doors. They're going to need doors. They're going to need some doors. Open the door. Open the door. Chad, would you work with Fortran if you got paid 20K a month? I don't know what it looks like. What does it look like? Let me see. Fortran programming syntax. What does it look like? What? All right. No, you would have to pay me 100,000 a month. To be fair, if you ask me to do anything other than what I do on a daily basis, I would be asking a ludicrous amount because I don't want to deal with working with other companies. So it's not even on the basis of the language, to be fair. I just do not want to get back into the loop of working for other people. Instead, he wants to deal with us. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Some of y'all are chill sometimes. Sometimes chill, sometimes chill, sometimes chill. Sometimes not so chill. I don't like working for myself, not gonna lie. I don't have many ideas. All you need is one to make a world work. Have you drafted up your Q3 outlooks yet? My what? You mean like how much the company's gonna make in Q3? Not very well. I don't think we're gonna have any. Here's a shareholder meeting for God Mode Interactive. Q3, we're not releasing anything. we're in full development mode. We're just running constant sales on the Steam page. No updates. No nothing. Q4, probably nothing as well. Large likelihood development will seep into Q1 2027. So and that is the daily stockholder meeting for God Mode Interactive. Thank you for joining in. Q4 holiday sales go up. Yes, man. Stonks. Dude, fuck yeah. Stonks. We'll need those TPS reports by Friday. Third-person shooter reports. I got you. I got you with them third-person shooter reports. I'll have the best times. My flight sim project entering tomorrow, 8 months of development, was supposed to be 3. Listen, man, I think everyone can agree whenever something has a timeline, it's always going to exceed the actual intended timeline. What matters is if you can keep it going, keep it rolling, you know? Keep it rolling, keep it rolling! Okay, hold on. We need to make, I need to make a blueprint. Actually, no, do I want to make a blueprint for this? Got it. I will say the scene graph would simplify all this stuff. I think. At least how I'm picturing it. I don't understand why they couldn't just continue using the actor component system, but just make it not shit. Is there just, do they not have any of the old developers anymore that they need a new developer to just recode literally fucking everything to the point where you literally can't even use it anymore? Because Cloud said not to? I'm gonna put you in the clouds, motherfucker. Say hello to your maker. I'm sending you straight there. Anyways, let me look over here. My demo is supposed to release for June's next fest, but it's still not ready. You guys want to see my dude like timeline estimates? Let's see. Does Trainrot have a timeline? Oh, February next fest. October. Ooh. The contracts update. Work towards releasing for 1 year anniversary. Ooh. But what about the 2-year anniversary? Oh, hey, here's the document where I was like, if I were to move to Godot, get me out of here. Work faster, work harder. Don't tell me what to do, motherfucker. What are you, my mom? Let's be honest, they probably fired the team for AI. Fired who? Epic? Well, they fucked the entire, like, department that did all their streaming. I feel like I haven't tuned into that department, or I haven't tuned into their streams in a really long time. I used to tune in so often. I'm sure they're probably still doing streams. I just feel like they probably don't have a budget for it anymore these days. Which is insane to think about because it's a fucking billion-dollar company? Excuse me? Hello? Money literally makes no... I guess it's such a small subset of developers that they don't care for it at all. It's all just streams on UEFN though. I know, like, that's why I probably just don't care for it anymore these days. They're trying to shove the UEFN shit so hard. To the point where they're literally integrating it into UE6, forcing you to fucking deal with their shit. It's 95% UEFN and Uverse talks these days. It used to be such cool shit. Like, I'm pretty sure that there was like a stream or two where they talked about like AI behavior and navigation and stuff like that. That was great. They like talked about features that were actually like useful to like watch and learn from. At least that back in the day. So I don't know. Maybe I've grown as a developer where I just don't need those videos anymore, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to turn these all into blueprints. Or, I guess turn them all into blueprints. Fuck it. Fuck it. Make a new folder. Laundry. What? Mods, turn this guy into spaghetti loops. Don't you worry. I'm going to be doing just that. I'd be doing that shit right now. Watch this. Oh wait, this is going to have a door. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that because then that means we have to set up this door to work in the space and then wow, why? Now, I was thinking we make the this inside section transparent. I say have tentacles come out of the dryers to grab at the players. There was a talk about projectile replication and hit detection. That was interesting, but doesn't really scale the bullet hell proportions. That seems more like it would be under the guise of like, you know, just like a multiplayer kind of thing and whatnot, but yeah. Uh-oh. The door is clipping through the... Her. Before I do this, let me fix that. Edit pivot. I have to learn 3ds Max for my university course. I got to use it for the first 2 years. Oh, that's way too many washing machines. Who are you to judge? Are you the washing machine police? Uh-oh. There are duplicate meshes on top of each other in here. They be dancing. I actually think we need more washing machines. I actually agree with you. I think we could do more washing machines. Why stop here when we could do more washing machines? It's 100% darkness in the laundry room all the time. Why even bother? Don't tell me what to do. I do what I want. You're not wrong, but also fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Laundry machine. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's an oval. It's a donut. Donut, tell me what to do. Yeah, man. Anyways. No, bring the laundromat to the front of the thank you. Use tentacles and then you don't need any doors? Alright, I know what you're into now. What the fuck? You see that? We need to stop that from happening. The monsters spawning in weird places. Yo, look at these laundry machines though! Oh my god, we're in. We're in the back rooms of the laundry place. Time to clean your clothes, Jimmy. Time to clean your clothes, Jimmy. This feels so miserable. You code a way to seed which carts are loaded? No, I don't think I will. You have a mecha chameleon dudes hiding in the back of the washers? I did notice that. There's a little bit of a guy on the back of the machine, which I think is so funny. That sounds probably really awful in the microphone. Sorry. I don't know how anybody does a recording of whistling without it being the worst sounding thing ever. Alright, looks good. It's a little too metallic, though. Like, but it looks good with the rendering. Like, I'll take it. I still think TTT was the better Mecha Chameleon. Trouble in Terrorist Town. It's a whole different video game, motherfucker. What the hell? What do you mean? It's like comparing tennis to soccer. Just because there's a ball doesn't mean, like, it's not the same sport. Oh, the one where you swapped it to an object. Okay, you're talking about Prop Hunt. You're thinking about Prop Hunt. I think both are great. I love the addition of just creativity and you painting yourself. I think that's it's a very fun twist on the hide and seek genre. Cool. Did you see they added a thing where you could duplicate your character in different poses? I did see that. They're like mimics, or not mimics. They're decoys. What's the camera glitch when you grab a wire that looks like a bug report? Yeah, I do have to fix that. This is quite annoying. Okay, so swapped out the laundry machines. 'There's so much more to do in this game. I don't even know like what to really focus on. We could just try to make more monsters, I guess. Maybe I should make it so the screwdriver isn't facing forward towards us, almost making it look like we want to potentially cause bodily harm upon ourselves. Like maybe it might be a good idea to face this in the other direction. Might be a good idea. I don't know. I thought it's an idea. We can make the sledgehammer work. That could be kind of fun. Maybe a pair of scissors you can't run with. Why is it facing towards me? One-hour stream and Lazy Dev added a washing machine. I gotta add gas to the project. Oh no. I don't want to. Game Dev does laundry live on stream. Why Gaz at this point? For buffs and debuffs. Now, we could always code it ourselves. But after kind of like looking into it more, I'm like, why not just use Gaz for it, for the buffs and debuffs? And if I were to make my own system, I kind of don't really know how to do it properly in a way that's replicated without, you know, adding a bunch of replicated actors to the player and whatnot. Like, we could always just do it that way. Setting up Gaz mid-development scares me. Well, I did it once. It wasn't too bad. Just a lot of files that you gotta set up and shit. Think of all the joy you'll have viewing the red lines in the output log. We are kind of getting close to being able to playtest a little bit. The AI behavior still needs quite a bit of stuff done to it for the monsters. The gameplay loop needs some adjustments as well still. Fix monster spawning? Let's figure out why that might be happening. It happens very rarely, but it does happen. The thing that spawns the monsters, I believe, is the engine cabin. Sorry, it's the game state. Spawn monsters. Okay, that radius might cause them to have a moment where they don't. But then if it's false, then they're not able to find anything. And this gets from the back of the train. What if there's a cabin manager that doesn't have a main cabin mesh associated? Well, here we go looking for shit. All right, cabin 1. Cabin 2. Cargo 1. Cargo cars. Dinner hall. Flatbed? Laundromat? Library? Office? They are all set up correctly. So it's not that. It ain't that. This is music you hear when you're like waiting on a call to talk to like your 4th bank representative to try to figure out why your bank account was randomly closed. This is definitely the music you would have heard. Thanks for staying on the line. All of our representatives are currently busy at this time, but we will be getting to your call as soon as possible. Blah, 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 whatever bullshit. Cubicles. Why would your bank account just close? That's a bit sus. Ah, you haven't been fucked with yet, huh? Don't worry, it comes for us all. The world fucks with us all, my friend. You'll have something stupid come up at some point. Might not be your bank account closing. Maybe it's someone using your identity to open a credit card or, you know, literally anything else. Hell, they won't even call you. You got to figure that one out yourself. The hard way. All right, so where are we at on the video game? I think we got to make the items work. I think that's the biggest empty thing right now. Gotta put gas in the project. I don't even remember how to put gas in this fucking project. I literally don't even remember how to. We did it for the last thing that we were trying to do. The little first person game. I just have to refollow the exact tutorial that I watched for that again. I want to say it's a plugin that you enable, and then you got to get a bunch of ini files to also include it, and then you got to add all of the components to the characters. Is it a bit overkill, not just for buffs and debuffs? Not really, because it already has some level of multiplayer already assigned to it. And so that would, like, we would probably do that much work anyways, making our own system. Like, I could do something stupid where it's like, the visuals are an actor blueprint or whatever that get attached to the character, and that's replicated, but then we're replicating a bunch of singular actors. Which we could do. I guess it really just depends on how many buffs and debuffs the players are going to have. We should have a little event thing where you have to pull a lever up and down, and it like charges up a thing. You're gonna go 1,000,000. Huh? I don't even have 1,000,000 buff/debuff ideas. Huh? I also do want to kind of just learn Gaz for any of my future games. Like Ronin, I would probably perceive using Gaz. Like a starter handle for a massive high voltage switch you have to pump? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pump that motherfucker up. Okay. We do still have some stuff we need to do for the monsters. Aggressive roaming. Okay, so yeah, if we do the little things that we have to do for the AI, it's basically just making the aggro and de-aggro system a little bit more interesting. The current system, basically they know where you are until they just fully de-aggro. But that's not very fun because you could be doing all these little intertwine steps and whatnot. And yeah, like yeah, right now so the de-aggro timer I think would be longer. We would just change how long they know where you are, and then probably provide them with like breadcrumbs, and then if they hear any sprinting noises or any sort of like noises, they'd immediately run to it. So that is going to be an interesting change up, because we're going to have to change up quite a bit of stuff, I think. Yeah. Gaz is just clicking enable and adding the ability system component to characters. Well, I'm trying to remember some of the stuff we had to do. We had to create our own child, or our own, child class of a bunch of stuff, so then we can do some custom things. Attribute set I know for sure is C++. I think we had to enable some stuff on the C++ side as well. Relatively straightforward though. Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Do we want to do that today? Maybe some of that aggro, de-aggro system stuff. I'm trying to think of like what kind of stuff we'd have to do in the code to get that to work. We would have to... the breadcrumb? How is there somebody already in this car? Oh, it's the fucking siren thing again. He spawned in here again. What the fuck? Why does it keep spawning over here? I love the sounds you have so far. They're a bit goofy, which I think is great. This needs a bit of a different sound. I think this is the same sound as another thing. This is gonna be great, having little things that you'll be like little drawers and shit in here. Finding items, I think that'll be really good. Toilet. I kind of like how dark it is in here. It's kind of fucking spoopy. It's got a very Backrooms vibe to it. Oh, there's still a glitched out mesh there. That guy's stuck up there. Would you still need to fix that, man? Does kind of suck that they could just get stuck on top of places. Ugh. Ugh, man. How can I dynamically make it so they are able to just jump down from there? I'm trying to think. Well, first, let's maybe work on their aggro system a little bit. And maybe remove that NPC spotted player debug. Find in blueprints. Find in blueprints. Okay, find in blueprints. Here we go. Also, probably a good idea to not let this run 24/7. Because we're constantly sending a state tree event, which is not a good idea. You're golden. Spawn particle plus duration. The more particles that spawn, the shorter the life is. At 150 plus particles, they last half as long. Is your FPS somehow adjusting? Yeah, I don't think we want begin aggro on player to continuously keep playing. I think it might be a good idea to maybe break that up a little bit. We could potentially keep using the payload, the site payload. We could use the site payload as a way of determining if they still see you or not. Player detection tick. Right. Begin aggro on player. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What the? Okay. How do we do like a very basic version of this so far? After loss of visibility, continue to know where the player is for a few seconds and swap to aggressive roaming in the area. So how I have this currently set up, I don't think we have necessarily a way to do an aggressive roaming. Let's take a look at their state tree. So right, they require the target actor. And the payload only has target perception info. Target perception info. What is that? Target perception info. Info. Is that a struct that we created? It is. It has the target actor. What do you say, making AI in Unreal is as hard as it looks? Like AI behavior? I think it just depends on your skill level at the end of the day, I would argue. I think it really just depends on your skill level, as is with many things, right? I don't think it's very hard. I'm just very slow. And I'd say coding something from scratch, like without a built-in system, is easier than having to go in here and adjust some stuff. But I wouldn't say it's that hard. I think the hardest and most annoying thing is like pathfinding and figuring out how to do nav mesh stuff, because that's me using an integrated system and trying to work with it as best as I can. That one's a bit annoying, gotta say. Sometimes pathfinding just bugs out and you're kind of like, okay, how do I fix this? Because I'm using the built-in fucking pathfinding / walking system and it's ass sometimes. So for aggressive to work, state tree monster.aggro, go to aggressive, right? Which is sending the state tree event of aggressive with a payload, which is the site payload, which is target perception info. Here, we're probably going to want a location in here as well, so we can send location info. I think that'd be really good. Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. It's just a different way of thinking about stuff, I guess. I'm just slow with everything though, man. You guys know this now. Just gotta try it. You just gotta throw yourself in. Everything's gonna look terrifying until you start throwing yourself in. Do a little bit of research, watch some videos. It helps to kind of understand the thought process behind how some stuff is coded and whatnot. I would say if you're using UE, state tree, in my opinion, better than behavior tree. It just feels way easier to look through. Some of the workflows are a bit nicer. Like, I don't have to do a cast to my base pawn or my controller anymore. I literally just create a variable and it will immediately set that value on startup whenever it gets to a task in here, which is sweet. That part alone is fucking cool as hell. And it's such a small little quality of life thing. It doesn't even matter that much. You can use either. I don't know if you can use both, but you can use one or the other. I don't know if you can use behavior tree and state tree at the same time, and probably not recommend it. I'm sure, well, I guess it depends on what you're doing, but yeah. So this move to command is, oh, it's going to the XYZ location. And this is in the alerted state. State trees look way more friendly than those fucking behavior trees. The behavior trees just look way too convoluted for what they're actually doing. State trees basically kind of do the same things, but it's more in a vertical way. In my opinion, I have preferred the workflow of this way more. And I haven't even gotten that far into it. Fred, thank you for the 32 months, man. Holy moly, thank you. You know that cast doesn't matter. It's already reloaded. Yeah, but it's still having to do the process of doing cast 2 again in a task, set the variable, etc. I'm just saying it's a very tiny thing, but it's a very nice little quality of life. Like I still have to set up a variable, but I just set it to context. I set it to the category context, and it will automatically set this at the very beginning, and then I just use it. Which is really neat. Don't have to do any cast to setters or anything at the very beginning of this task. Just does it for me. Those state trees are an extension of behavior trees? No, they're completely separate thing. And they could be used for other purposes. I've never tried it. I've only used it in the context of like enemies and whatnot, but they can be used in other contexts apparently. I don't know how, but There's like behavior trees. I think it's because I know them. I don't really know too much about state trees. I'm sure if you were to throw yourself in a little bit, Ben, I think you would probably like them, but to each their own. State trees for combat are valid? I think so. I think so. So alert is a bit of a different state. Could we? No, I don't think I'd want them to do alert. Aggro move to target. And then on de-aggro, we move back to root. Right. Okay. Here it has a required event, which is aggro. Do we make the middle state of aggressive roaming a different task? I guess we could do aggressive roaming as a different task. I guess we could just do it as a different section. Probably would make it easier for me to understand what everything is doing in here. Okay. Yeah, I do think we make a new state in here called aggro roam. I don't know if I like having to do a whole different state for that though, man. I feel like just putting it in here, but it being under the perception info would be so much better. We would just have to, I don't know how the move to system works. If it chooses the destination first over the target actor. Hmm. Don't forget the staring at a wall for 15 minutes state. All game AI have. Don't you worry. We'll have we'll have that right in. We'll have that coded in. It'll be right in the system. Okay, so let's see which part one we're. After loss of visibility, continue to know where the player is for a few seconds, then swap to aggressive roaming in the area. Okay. 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 Trying to think here. So here we send the state tree event of aggro. We send the site payload. Let's just do oh, look at that. It already knew. Vector last known location. Now we'll be able to feed a vector into this, into the site payload. The idea is basically if they hear sprinting noises or any sort of noises, they'll immediately aggro to that and run there, basically. And then the instant they start seeing another player, that's when they'll okay, so hold on. What we're gonna need, I need a testing level. I need a testing level. Let's go back to this flat plane over here. And I need a wall. I'm gonna need a wall. Maybe multiple walls. So I can kind of hide a bit easier. Do something like this real quick. And then let's throw the werewolf in here. We'll use the werewolf as the test subject for this. Or maybe even the employee. So currently he'll always know where we are at all times. Even if we run out of the way. You know. Actually, I might need a little bit more twists and turns in here. Maybe even like a room kind of vibe in here. Am I leaving breadcrumbs for the AI? Basically, yes. That's how we're going to essentially roll with it. Is a sort of breadcrumb system. So they'll kind of be able to know the general positioning of where you are. And then I think as time goes on, we'd give them less breadcrumbs. I'm not sure how we're going to 100% do it just yet. Here we go through here. See, he like constantly 100% knows where we are no matter what. So Let me see their detection value again. We're going to start showing the detection value. Here, apparently, it's just a string, or debug string. Let me print string it instead. I think it's every 0.1, so this should be right. Text color being blue, sure. Okay, hold on. We also need to print string when it's de-aggroing. That way I can see what the value is showing as. Okay. So it's just 1 right now. And then it immediately goes down to 0. But you can tell once it immediately goes down to 0, he still has eyesight onto us. I think once it reaches 0, that should be like the determination of like... Yeah. Random feedback on the employee enemy would be a lot creepier if he had massive growing out of his body and they were emissive, making it look like he's mutating or something. I think the thing that's going to be creepy about this guy is when you're with friends, you're not going to expect this motherfucker to be what he is, because from the back, he does not look like a monster at all. He just looks like a regular player. I think what's going to be really creepy is I want to make it so he grabs onto the player, basically. I think that will be really, like... creepy is he grabs onto the player and basically like you just have a face full of whatever this is. And then of course we are probably going to do some adjustments to his texture. I think right now it's just a flat color texture. We have to change that for the players as well. Okay. I think if it reaches 0, we go into breadcrumb phase. He reaches 0 pretty quickly, but he also reaches back to 1 pretty quickly as well, which is good. See here, he still knows where we are. Now, to be fair, we're sprinting around, so maybe we could argue that our sprinting noises are potentially aggroing him and whatnot. But okay, so once it reaches 0, what's really funny is that we've removed ourselves from the player detection state because it reaches less than or equal to 0. And yet he's still aggroed to us. Oh. So once he de-aggroes, it takes him 8 seconds to fully de-aggro. Ah. And that's our current de-aggro system entirely. Yeah, basically a stealth enemy. I think if we do any sort of like mutating, we could definitely do that for other monsters, but I like the idea of the employee being like this past monster kind of thing. What if he's completely normal looking and when he gets into a certain radius, he sheds that skin and morphs into the enemy skin? Oh, that could be creepy as well. Fuck, man. That could be very creepy. His eyeballs pop out of his eye sockets. I feel like that could be... Oh, but then that'd be cheap having 2 monsters that do the exact same thing. We could always say the employee's just like a past employee, where maybe when a player dies to a specific monster type, that's what they turn into, and then they just start walking around. That could be kind of creepy. They start walking around with your entire like cosmetic, like all of your cosmetics. Whereas the employee is just a basic employee, right? He's basically a past employee that died there and was neglected on the train. We don't know how long he's been there. He's just been there for a while. You have to do some small tasks to keep him happy, to keep him from turning into an enemy. Feeding him food. Grim, why is Blender so hard? What part of it is hard to you? I see. Okay, so I understand what the de-aggro system is doing now. It's removing it, it's checking if nothing is in here, and then it's de-aggroing from there. So, what I want to do, continue with the players for a few seconds, then swap to aggressive roaming in the area. So they do technically continue to know for a few seconds because we have that system here. I don't know how many seconds. Let's see if we can actually count this up. If this timer runs every 0.1 seconds, it runs every 0.1 seconds. We minus out 0.03 every 0.1 seconds. How do I do the math for that? Every 0.1 seconds, 0.03. Would it be 3 seconds? It's 3 point, if it's in the, because it's times 0.1, it's happening every 0.1 seconds. It would be within a time span of 3 seconds, then they would not know where we are. Three seconds does seem to be pretty accurate.
Shit my pants, I did.
Okay. Let's do 2.5 here.
Shit my pants, I did.
Or no, I got a better idea. I got a better idea. I need to check if we're aggro.
I did.
Fred, think of what the
Shit my
I can't
pants,
scroll
I
up
did.
anymore. My shit's fucked. 10 gifted subs. Thank you, Fred. Hey, thank you, man.
Shit my pants, I did.
Hey, Krim, you promised a new sub sound to be arriving in 2025. This one's still not new and just as annoying. Listen, man, I've been
Shit my
neglecting the
pants, I
stream
did.
a little bit. We don't even have
Shit my
sub
pants, I did.
badges for 3 year and I think 4 year. Are we at 4 years? I don't think we're at 4 years yet. I think 3 years.
Shit my pants, I did.
We don't even have sub badge. I got to work on that.
Shit my pants, I did.
Kermit the Froggy. Shit my pants, I did.
Shit my pants, I did.
Can you add the sniffa emote? Looking into this? Is that the dog one? We have sniffa. I think. No, I'm pretty sure we have this emote. I am like pretty fucking certain we have this emote. Type all cap sniffa. We have the licking emote, but not the sniffing emote? All right. We're covering all the senses here, huh? Better than push-ups. Oh my god.
Kermit the Frog here. Oh my god! Shit my pants again. Hmm?
I hate this. I hate that redemption so fucking much. I hate the redemption so- Then remove it? Yeah, but then what's the point of the stream if I remove it? Right.
Oh, I have points. Oh, let me just. I have 10 push ups.
What the hell is that? Oh my god. Oh my arm. Oh, I worked out last night. Oh fuck. Redeem points to name your project variables. That's it. I'm booting up RuneScape. It's time. I'm just kidding. What do you take me for? Someone who doesn't do any work? Pfft. Don't answer that. You will be banned by the next moderator that comes in here 6 months from now. Swap to aggressive roaming in the area. Okay, so how many monsters have you finished out of the 32? 0? Can your RuneScape character work on your game while you're AFK? He would probably get more work done, if anything. Begin aggro on player. We should get the how many months behind schedule are we with train slop? One. We don't actually have a schedule, which is maybe partially part of the problem. If the target actor does not equal, if the target actor does not equal, I hate how I have to do this. I have to get the value to then do the thing, to then do the thing. So here we break the thing, we get the thing, we check that it is not equal to this thing, and then we hit true, and then we do the thing. If it's not valid, then I guess just set the thing, just in case. The schedule is for a next fest, any of them. Could be next year's, could be next year's, could be this year's, maybe, probably not. Most likely next year's. High probability of next year. Or maybe I just drop this game and start working on Ronin. Who fucking knows? I've already kind of invested some money into this, but hey, we could always just drop it and move on to the next thing. Fuck it. Okay, so this should make it so it's not constantly spotting the player and only spotting once. Let's double check. NPC spotted player once. Ow! So if get instance value, get the actor, if this is equal, get the instance value. If this is equal to the actual current looped player, if that's true, set this to none. We're in.
Shit my pants, I did. Mmm. Huh? Mm.
Spent it all on Uber Eats. I did not. However, I did get myself a like Korean toast sandwich thingy, which honestly was kind of a waste of fucking money. I don't know. And a dilboga? What's that like snack called? I got an iced latte and it just doesn't taste like it doesn't taste like coffee, man. I'm fucking disappointed. I feel like every single time I get an iced latte from a place that's not a cafe, it always tastes, it's just water. Friendswap is not hot. Incremental is not hot. What's the next thing? I think Friends games and co-op is always hot. I think that shit's always hot, especially in this day and age. That shit always hot. Incremental, I think, is still hot. You just have all these fucking YouTuber gurus that don't make games saying it's not hot. I'm pretty sure it fucking still is. I'm sure people are still looking for those types of games. I am. Fred, thank you for gifting another sub to Doc Walk. Huh? What's that Pilot Red Sun sounding music? It's C418, Selected Ancient Whiskers. It's your boy C418 from the Minecraft. The air filter's still the same? Yeah. Yeah, DreamXable. How do you usually texture stuff in Blender for your games? I'm trying to figure out the best approach. Can't find one. I don't really texture stuff in Blender. If I'm doing any sort of texture stuff that is like using a tileable texture, I'm just UVing it in Blender and that's about it. And then directly bringing it into UE. But if I'm texturing anything, it's done in Substance Painter for the most part. I don't do texturing in Blender. Respect to anybody who's able to do that, but I don't do that. Gambling slop, hot AF right now. It is a very, you gotta wonder, it is a little bit of a dangerous trend. It's like legit gambling games, but for fake money. It's a little borderline dangerous. I played fake casino games as an elementary school kid and I turned out okay. Motherfucker, we did a lot of things when we were in elementary school. Did you eat sand? I don't eat sand anymore. It's better than actual gambling? It is, that's true. It is better than actual gambling. But I'm sure there's some people that are not mentally well and probably might find that as a gateway into actual gambling. Hopefully not. But the human mind works in miraculous ways, sometimes against us. Using Unreal Engine is like eating sand. Eating sand? Motherfucker, it's like eating gravel. It's like eating straight up rocks. You kidding me? Sand? Motherfucker, try rocks. My man, you were here by free will. No one in this place turned out okay. We are all unstable. Crim is the worst. Eat rice? What? I'd rather eat rocks. You kidding me? I actually had some rice yesterday. It's like a mixed rice with a bunch of different rice in it. I didn't even know there was this much types of rice. I thought some of the rice looked like beans, but they are actually just rice. Don't fall for the propaganda. Continue eating pasta right now. Yeah, rice with rice with rice with rice. Nah, man, I have an account for rocks, but I'm on the rice one. All right, all right, all right. Feeling a little different today, huh? Have you ever had a bread sandwich? You mean a toast sandwich? I'm pretty sure it's a bread toast sandwich. It's like two breads of toast. It's two toasts. Wait. Is it two toasts with a regular piece of bread in the middle, or is it two breads with a toast in the middle, or is it just literally three pieces of bread together? It's just bread. That's some Soviet Union type shit. What's next? You gonna tell me to eat like potatoes uncooked? Because you don't have any like energy to cook the potatoes? There's a soggy piece of bread in the middle? All right. All right. Okay. Rice is good? A lot of propaganda today, huh? So once this reaches 0, once he sees us again, it should call NPC spotted player. Okay, it did. Eating uncooked potatoes is dangerous compared to eating bread. Is eating uncooked potatoes dangerous? I'm guessing there's a lot of stuff in it that you gotta cook out, right? Have you ever had a pasta pizza? People died, you know? Well, people died to a lot of things. People died to shoving shit up their... You know where. They boofed up things they shouldn't have boofed. Yeah. Heard a story about a family that died from potato toxins in their basement? They boofed potatoes. No, not potatoes. Oh, whatever, man. Have you ever had rice? Don't think I have. No. No, never heard of it, actually. Never heard of it. What is rice? What is it? What is it? It's a new thing. I saw it on Dr. Stone. I saw that they talked about this thing called rice. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Well, they didn't boof potatoes. I'm saying people have died by boofing random things that they should not have boofed. That's what I'm saying. Not potato. That is... What a time to join stream. This is not the time to join the stream. Go back. There are better streamers live right now. Literally better streamers. You could be watching literally anything else right now. Okay, I think this is working. So now the next thing is, if they do not have a target actor, does it refer to the destination instead? Fred redeemed on-screen celebration X40. I literally don't even know what that is. What even is that for? On-screen celebration? I didn't even know this shit was enabled. Twitch. It fills the screen with a big emote. Oh, was that the emote selected? I thought that was just my face. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Right. Okay. Gotcha. I see. It makes sense now. I was confused. I thought it was just some random Okay, I see. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. Feels like money laundering. Sometimes you gotta wonder in some of these streams. Are they a front for money laundering? You gotta wonder. There's gotta be some motherfucker out there. Crim playing dumb to get biddies? I didn't play dumb. I'm just saying thank you. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand. Genuinely at the front. This is what Walter White should have done to launder his money? Yeah. Yeah, gift 100 subs, 1,000 subs to random streamers who view bought their stream. All those bits, that's half a sandwich. That's going to pay for my $14 Korean toasty sandwich that I ate earlier today. It's going into the toasty fund, the toast sandwich fund. $14 sandwich. Welcome to Canada. Okay. Do we continue to read from the aggressive state? That's 2 more DLCs you have to sell? Brother, I'm only selling 1. I'm not selling more than that. Unless the DLC makes a gajillion dollars, then maybe we make a second DLC, but I genuinely do not even know what the second DLC would be. Why would you order something clearly not Korean, Crim? Adding kimchi doesn't... It's literally a Korean place. What do you mean? It's literally a... the place called Jin Toast. Korean restaurant. It's literally a... It's Korean. This guy's being racist because it doesn't have kimchi. Actually, I'm pretty sure they do have kimchi, by the way. You can get kimchi, by the way. Yeah, it's something like this, but like delivery is just not made for this shit because the bread was not at all crunchy. One of these is $14. Yeah, I opened it up and saw the size of it too, and I was like, this is really small. $14 for this? For this? Are you for real for this? Brother, guys, listen. It's not even boofable. I want you to use. I want you to remove that from your vocabulary now. Remove that from your vocabulary right now. Right now. Don't use that word anymore. Boofing is banned. I actually learned that word from here. The best Twitch game dev stream where you learn the definition of what boofing is. It really is the best. We truly are an educational space here. Truly are. $14 worth of Korean here lasts a week. Yeah, well, don't move to Canada. Whatever you do, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Your money will not go far. Software and boof development. I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business. Okay, so what I'm wondering is, if there's no target actor, will it read from the destination instead? And on that note, if I remember correctly, this literally just uses, okay, state tree, move to task. State tree, move to task. Wait, it's just one full word. Move to task. State tree, move to task. Holy shit, I'm in. Oh, I was so in. Okay, so enter state. Yeah. Tick. Perform move task. Set goal if instance data B track moving goal. Set goal actor. Do we track the moving goal? Yes. Else if target if instance data target actor is true, else destination. Yes, it does work the way I remembered it. Holy shit. I'm in. So I can set the destination and it won't be overwritten until target actor is null. Then it will resort to the destination instead. I believe this is how this works. Yes. So I gotta restart the engine. Why? Because I added some C++ code. That's how this shit works. I fucking hate it. This shit's the worst. Listen, if Verse doesn't solve the problem where you can literally just do everything in engine, I don't fucking care about UE. I don't care about UE6 and your AI slop. Your AI slop bores me. I have beef jerky. I'm ready to eat. I just remembered. I'm gonna protein up so hard. Now, is when Crim runs this through cloud? No. I have my brain. I don't need to run this shit through cloud. I got my fucking brain. Boof jerky? Don't say that. Why you gotta say that? Boof jerky. You crazy? When is Crimbo becoming Crimbro? I don't, my muscles aren't big enough yet for it. Oh shit. This is gonna set both of these to null, which is not very good. We could set the last known location. Well, we should maybe make that part of the system. Just had it raining upwards. I allowed the shader fall speed to go negative due to rain easing. Fist, that's how you make your anime scenes. You make the rain start going backwards. It's like slows down. I feel like I've seen an anime where that literally happened. Or a movie. Or something. I saw some piece of media do that. So if I want to set the instant struct value, but I don't want to set the last known location to 0, or to a different value, I guess I can just do get actor location of the target actor and then set that to the last known location. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Or maybe this one. Death Stranding? That would be a Kojimbo thing to do, huh? Making the rain go backwards. That sounds very Kojimbo pilled. Something directed by Christopher Nolan. That could also be something too. So we don't care about destination here until he loses aggro. Then he needs to know where to go. So then in here, aggro moved to target. In the destination here, we need to receive the last known location. So in theory, once he runs out of aggro, he should currently just run towards our last known location. Which is apparently onto the player character. Hold on, let me double check that. Is this being set? Yes. Okay, he saw us, so he renewed where we were. Hey, Lemnis, how's it going? No, I think he still knows where we are. Oh, shit. Oh, I know what's going on. So even though we set this here, it doesn't actually set the value until we send the state tree event. Which is okay. I guess that's all right. Oh, God. Okay, so this should work now. I completely forgot about that one factor. Okay, so now he stops there because that was the last known location. So we just have to give him more breadcrumbs, right? We should give him some more breadcrumbs so that he can determine where we were. Right? So maybe he'll kind of continue a little bit. I also think what I was going to look at is changing this. So the disappearance, I guess, range, or like how long it takes for him to forget where you are is shorter when he's not aggro, but longer when he is aggro. So that way it takes a little bit more time for him to like de-aggro from you or not know where you are. I think that's the way to go here. I just got to remember how to check how we're aggro. I hope I don't have to cast to the pawn to determine if I'm aggro. Wait, I know we do. Because we're using a interface. I remember that's what we did. Yeah. That's pretty stupid. Yeah, whatever. Someone on OSRS said boofing. Which one of you is it? You're going to see the Google chart showing the use of boofing in 2026 is going to fucking skyrocket. Doesn't boofing also mean fart? As far as I know, boofing just means inserting something in. So it should lower a lot slower, which means he'll get an understanding of where we are a little bit more. That being said, is the sound effects, like noise events, should probably continue feeding the breadcrumbs a little bit. I think that would make sense. That would be something I'd like to do. I think that'd be kind of cool. Hey, Eco, how's it going? Okay. Okie dokie, brother. Okie dokie. How will I make this base state tree work for all enemies that have unique logic? I just duplicate the state tree and then give it to the monster. Kraz? How's the progress? You know, we're working on the AI a little bit. That's what I did, but I don't know if it was good. Probably not, but hey, if it works, man, it works, right? I think there's too many rules being set in place in game dev where it's like, you have this, you need to make this as efficient as possible. Motherfucker, listen, sometimes you just have to progress. Sometimes you just gotta make a little bit of progress, you know? It's fine. It's fine. Sometimes you just gotta make a little bit of progress, you know what I mean? Sometimes a little bit of progress is necessary. So, how should the breadcrumb system work? If you're sprinting, we can check if they're sprinting from here. If they're sprinting, maybe the looped player is slower. Right now, they just stop at the last known location. We should have a little bit of a roaming system. Maybe they roam. Maybe we just give them a random location within a sphere of where the player character is. Or do we do a sphere in the location of the last known location? And then we should also make it so any noise events can also alert them at this point in time. So where is that happening? Where does happen? Where does happening? Where does happening? Hearing is pawn aggressive not. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So what's really annoying is that we have a branch here that calls two things. What we're going to just do is do a branch that then calls this. Or no, calls this. Yes. Probably should do this differently, but whatever. So then in here, this means that they are aggressive, but it is not equal to themselves. Now that's coding. Yeah, baby. If you go to the player, it'd feel cheaty. They would go in a range around the player, but definitely would be quite cheaty for sure, for sure. Okay, so let's do this. So whatever the stimulus location of this is, I'm starting to think maybe I should start using C++, guys. This is starting to look really, like, even though, like, I know I've been doing this for like 12 years, and it maybe took me 12 years to really start, like, looking at this, but, like, holy moly. Last breadcrumb should make the AI face the direction the player is running when leaving the breadcrumb. That's a cool idea. That is a cool idea. I think they do. No, they don't. Make the AI face the direction the player is running when leaving the breadcrumb. I saw the Animal Project you created specifically the day after, and I was truly impressed. The zombie game. One day I will make an actual zombie game. One day. And maybe it'll be really simple. Who knows? Maybe it could just be like a endless survivor type thing in a city. Please don't. No, but hear me out. Listen, hear me out. It's survive as long as possible in a city complex with your friends. That's it. The entire video game. Hey, Joe, want to play a zombie game? Oh, you mean like the 13th one? Sure, man. Yeah, totally. Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah, sure. Yeah, totally. Yeah, sure. New friend slap game idea? Brother, that's literally just... That's literally... There's nothing friend slap about that. It's literally just a fucking co-op game. I guess you could make it like very unserious kind of vibe, I guess. Make the zombies aliens. Can I be real with you guys? I think the plot of Aliens is boring. Zombies, in my opinion, seems a little bit more interesting, at least. Can I be real with you? Can I be real with you? Aliens the movie? No, Aliens the movie is fine. But in terms of like other film, I think the only one that would actually be creepy, I guess, but like, yeah, I guess creepy would be the one with the big legged monster thingies. Those were kind of creepy. No, not Cloverfield. Someone's gonna list out the name. It's a very old movie. I'm pretty sure it had Tom Cruise in it, I think. No, was it Tom Cruise? I think it was Tom Cruise. I'm pretty sure it was Tom Cruise. Was it Tom Cruise? War of the Worlds. Yes. So here, he immediately ran to the location. Maybe when they hear a noise, they should reset their aggro timer. Oh, they do kind of have to look in the location, huh? He just wants to ask you something? Yeah, what's my insurance policy look like? Oh, you know what? When they're aggro, them being able to spot the player should also be faster. Yeah. Yep. I quite like that this slop game where you work in a store overnight and the humans are taken over by aliens is pretty funny. They come in looking like shit. I think I know which one you're talking about. But I feel like that falls under the simulator slop rather than like friend slop. I could be wrong. Like it's just straight up actual simulator slop. I don't know what happened to the simulator like category on Steam, but there's like genuine slop in there now. So I think if a pawn is, if the monster is more aggressive, they should see players faster. Like 1.5x faster. Let's try that out. Because he does slow down. And then that's him spotting the player, which honestly should probably just be instantaneous at this state. Same Unity supermarket template. Yeah, it's all the same thing. Devs just need to delay their game and make their own assets. I don't think you necessarily need to make your own assets all the time. However, these all look very cookie cutter, and like they use AI. They use AI for like. Maybe he should actually turn in the direction of where the player was. Actually, yeah, that. But then that. Oh fuck, man. Then that means we need to like. We need to save 2 variables. We need to save 2 locations. I think this is already a pretty better system. Now it's just about kind of like being able to roam around. They do react to noises. So if I throw this object over there, oh, he doesn't care. Wait, no, does he? He's pretty quick about spotting the player now as well. Like very quick. I think this feels very good. You can kind of hide. He does need a little bit of a roaming system, I think. He needs to kind of roam around a little bit, be a little frantic. I think would be kind of interesting. What was that? Heard something. He's gonna be spamming it, man. He's just gonna be spamming it. No, I don't want him to talk. All right. Okay. When the player has the shitty fake Korean toasty, the mobs should aggro more just for the player eating that shit. Everybody's a fucking critic these days, huh? I feel like they stop very abruptly in the location that they're given. I feel like they should kind of roam around in that direction. But to do that, I feel like we kind of have to give some location, some feel like they lose you too easily. I think we do need to give like a little bit of a stronger breadcrumb system. Does the AI have sense of touch? Good question. I think we added it in. I want to say we did. Like if you are literally right behind them, I believe they do spot you. I could be wrong. They just don't immediately turn towards you yet. Hey, big guy. Does he not have room to turn? He just doesn't turn, I guess, in that state. I mean, I feel like he should get little tiny instances of where the player character is. I know it's kind of cheating, letting the monster be able to do that. Barcos? Barcos, are you Eco from the YouTube chat? Crim botting his streams confirmed. I do not bot my streams. I am not like, I'm about to call off a whole subset of Twitch streamers. I am not like the Twitch streamers that try so hard to become partner and then they literally give up and then their stream now has 10, you know, like. I'm not even partner, man. Your breadcrumbs, if information you could use as they did in Splinter Cell Convention, the one after. What did they do for breadcrumbs, Fred? Do you know, do you kind of know like a general like idea of what they ended up doing? Like I could give like periodic indicators of where the player was every like 1 or 2 seconds. But then we kind of end up back at the same issue. So I feel like it should be I wonder if noise events could somehow, we can increase the radius if there's a certain state enabled. Like if something has a radius of 500 by default, could a monster somehow double that radius for themselves? You know what I mean? So that like noise events travel to them like farther away. Here we have the hearing range. But I don't know if that's enough. Yeah, there is the hearing range. However, when you do a noise event, that also has a limited range. Right? So we do a noise event. That will have a max range. But I don't know if one or the other can potentially... Like, I don't think this could somehow magically go beyond the other noise event ranges. When the AI loses sight of the player, a direction and short timer happens. After the timer runs out, a second breadcrumb... Direction and short timer happens. After the timer runs out, a second breadcrumb is placed as a predicted path. Interesting. I'm curious how they would determine the predicted path. I guess maybe they would take the direction that they knew it was from, the last known direction, which I guess would be the velocity direction, and then maybe they would just turn towards it and then maybe walk in a random spot in that direction, maybe like 1,000 units away or 500 units away in that direction. Not necessarily, Dev. So the annoying thing is the report noise event, the max range will be how far the noise event emits. So like, let's say this is the noise event here and it emits like this. This is the enemy right here. And this is their noise range. Even though their noise range reaches the noise event, I think because the range is too low for the enemy, I'm pretty sure they don't hear it anyways, because this max range, I think, takes a little bit more precedence. Obviously, the hearing range needs to be within range. I don't know, unless it's based off of the spheres, but I don't think so. Let's see, hearing range. Does this have any document? Nope. I want to say hearing range is based on the noise event location, not the range. Which, when you think about it, is kind of stupid. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I think increasing their hearing range would be good. But 3,000 centimeters is already pretty far. I'm pretty certain they would hear the footstep noise happening. Does Noid event have fall off? I believe you can code in fall off using loudness. I don't know how that works though. I've never understood how loudness works, or if this is even the thing that works. I'd have to look at how loudness actually functions. If I were to guess, loudness is maybe just a parameter that gets sent to the perception event, so then you can maybe read from it. Let's see. Stimulus location, strength could potentially be the variable that it uses for loudness. If I were to guess. Do I do a line of sight check after a noise event? Not for noise events, but I do them for sight. I do my own traces for sight because it's not good enough on its own. What if I did a length distance check for sound to enemy? Oh, fuck. So you're saying I just don't care about the ranges, but I do my own range checks? Had them hearing me through a wall was not fun. Noise events do go through walls in the game currently. Probably would be something that I would adjust a little bit, but I'd have to figure out how we would adjust that. Do not know yet. Trace a valid path through navmesh. Could do that, yeah. Currently, all of our running sounds and whatnot are pretty low range at the moment, which is kind of part of the problem. It's other noises that cause issues. Am I using standard audio, or am I going to go with something like Steam Audio? I think it really depends. Once we get to that point, like which one sounds more immersive and just more... I thought one thing that was really cool about Lethal Company is just like the audio sounding like you're within the space. Even though it was like really over the top, I think it really matched what it was trying to do. I think it would be interesting having some sort of like dynamic echoing and whatnot. What does Lethal Company use? I don't actually know. Here we go. We're back with the elevator music again. Like, I think one thing we would do is if you're running outside and there's a monster inside, they would maybe have a lower range or chance of aggroing to that. I think that for sure. For sure. But if there's a loud noise that goes off, I think the monster should be curious about it. Like a loud metal noise or something. I think we'd still want them to be quite curious about it, even if it is going through walls and whatnot. Apparently they use Fmod. Fmod is a middleware program. I used it for Sue for Hire. It is very cool. Fmod does have some like reverb stuff and whatever it's called. There's terminologies for all this audio stuff. I'm not an audio guy. I ain't no audio guy. Okay, so this is already better. Now we just need to define, we just need to give them one tiny breadcrumb so that they like move in a direction to try to determine where the player was. Will he prevent monsters from seeing through the dirty windows, or will they just not care? Well, the first thing is they need to see through glass first. Currently, monsters do not see through glass. So we would have to squash that first, then determine if the dirty windows are a good thing for the player. Yeah. Don't know that one yet. Don't know that one yet. Okay, so I'm trying to think of like how we want to do this breadcrumb system. You want to train shit slide to begin with? Don't be realistic, just make fun. Oh yeah, I don't take anything within the context of realism. I think it's more so, is it believable? Does it make sense? I think is the biggest one. Like if you're hiding from a monster and you clearly like hid into a really good spot, let's just try to make that as consistent as possible. And then I think that'd be good. Yeah. Make the glass mesh have a different collision preset? Well, yeah, we just have to do something a little different to make it ignore the glass. I don't remember how we did it. It depends on it also depends on the meshes. If a mesh is both glass and a solid object, I think we just have to disable the glass collision altogether. I'd have to see. We'd have to see how we do that. I have to look at how I did it in Suit for Hire. I don't remember how I did it. I think we used physical materials for that. I want to say we used physical materials for that. Like if something is glass, ignore that and just continue the trace or just continue the check or whatever. Which then means I'm probably going to do, oh no, multi-line traces. Oh, balls. Did you ever try using Logic Driver Pro? Logic Driver Pro? Isn't that a UE plugin? Or like a UE asset? I don't remember what that is though. I don't remember what it does. Logic Driver Pro. Last known location. So would we want to feed the last known location here? I think we would want to feed it. So not only do we need the last known location, we need the velocity direction, which we could just feed directly in here. So what if we velocity? Should be able to do this and then vector velocity and then not vector length. I need to do or actually, can I do forward vector from a vector? No, I think it's like this. Get the velocity, rotation, get forward vector, then we can multiply this by like, I don't know. Wait, where's my multiply by float? Wait, what? This is reverted. Enable type promotion. For some reason, that somehow reverted. at some point. There's apparently a better alternative to state trees. Let you know how it feels. Let me know how it goes. I don't know. I don't know if, like, dude, I haven't even looked at marketplace assets in such a long time. I've just felt no drive to even look at anything on the marketplace these days. Didn't know you could do that. I always right click the inputs. I've always just done this from the UE4 days, and I hated that they made it so you have to like type the thing in and then go here and then change. God, it's so many. It's so many extra buttons for no reason. So yeah, editor preferences, type promotion. Hell yeah. It even gotten to a point where people, I feel like, did not like that feature enough to the point where they put that in the description of that node. Which was very funny. So let's do this. Let's try 500 units in front. Then we're going to find navigable. Get a random location in the navigable radius. Okay. And then for safety, let's do a radius here of like 256. Then for safety, we'll do a select here. If they're not able to find a location, if true, if false, then just go directly on the actual location. And I think that's fine. Cool. Let's see how that looks. You can technically cheat the system by running in the opposite direction, but you'd have to know the exact timing of when to run in that direction. So let's see. He's getting 0. He is still standing right there. Okay, let me add a breakpoint here just to see if maybe it broke or... It didn't run the breakpoint. Yeah, robot. I've been keeping up on that too. It does seem like they did some big changes, probably primarily for the use of AI. I don't know how this shit absolutely snowballed into what it is today. I don't know how I don't know how it did, but whatever. Consistent cause and effect gameplay for sure. I think it also depends on the types of monsters that you come across, right? I think that's one thing I find really interesting with Lethal Company is every monster is a little different in terms of the behavior. I think that's also very interesting. It kind of changes things up. I think the thing right now is I'm noticing that this isn't running. I did notice that this is not running, which is interesting. Let's see why that is. Still not running. Still not running. We put a breakpoint there. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. Maybe somehow he's not receiving our location. False. Why is this being set to false? Wait, what? It doesn't have the target actor anymore? What? Wait, what? Even though it's setting it to null. Uh huh. I don't know what's going on there. How far did I get with the werewolf? The werewolf is kind of like in an okay spot. It's obviously not final, but I think visually he looks okay now. He looks a little scary and whatnot. Dude, Huh. What's interesting to me is that the target actor is being set to none already. Did I put this anywhere else? Sound alerted. Over here. Right. Here we have a check for not valid. Maybe we should just not put not valid in there. Yeah. Hung up on the corners. We will probably change a bunch of that stuff. I'm not too worried about the nav mesh right now, because that's like a never-ending issue. Oh, that's a never-ending issue. Get a peek. I worked on a train the other day in a game jam game, and I looked at one of your old streams on how you did the moving. Sorry for copying you. You'll ruin the day. Oh, don't worry about it, man. Krim invented trains. I did. It's me. I made the trains. Man, what? How is it setting the target actor to false, but then not doing the other shit? Almost missed the submission. Oh no. That is something I would do. Hearing. The hearing event is overriding the sight event. That's what it was. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I got bricks for brains. Are you trying to partner with a publisher for this game or no? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know if I need to. Right now we're working on the AI behavior a little bit. So basically, instead of them knowing for the full 8 seconds where you are at all times, instead they kind of get breadcrumbs. They stay in an aggro state and will react to things faster, but they won't like 100% know where you are all the time. Right now what I'm trying to do is kind of give them a little bit of like a nudge in the direction where you might be. And I might have made the range a little too big. Might have made the range a little too big. He must be inside this wall. My prediction is that he's in the wall. So in theory, he should like run over here. Or not. Stupid game developer, you're in the wrong place. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Come here, come here, come here. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why is he going over there? Why does it always seem to be that spot that he goes to? Okay. That's because it's 0, 0, 0. I forgot to add the location to the forward vector. Here he couldn't really move anywhere because the forward location was into a wall. That's not very helpful. No, not 50. I want to quit my full-time job to work on my game, but my wife won't let me. Well, wife, I would say try to work as much as you can within reason outside of work hours. Keep a tight scope and try to get something out there before you quit. You know, prove your worth, motherfucker. Prove your worth. You know, prove what you can do, right? Like, I think you know, I think that's it is tough though, for sure. Quit the job, pretend you go to work every day, work on your game. Yeah, listen, man. That only works up until the point where your landlord starts asking for money and you've run out of savings. And And then you get then you get kicked out of your apartment or wherever you live. Divorce? Well, I guess that's one solution if you really want to think about it that way. Well, hey, listen, that's up to you at that point. You know what I mean? Develop the game in Starbucks and you don't need a home. That's true, but would you really want to stay in a Starbucks? Surrounded by shitty coffee and people who order the most outlandish fucking drinks in existence? Yeah, can I get a pink frappuccino with extra cream and foam on the top and also make it a grande? I would probably rip off my ears if I had to listen to that for like 5 minutes. That's why I don't go to Starbucks. So we're doing a forward vector in 500 units forward and then doing a random location, but it is not reading it. Is it possible this is returning false? Okay, kinda. I think he needs more breadcrumbs. I saw a Twitter post from a game dev today asking fellow devs how they fight off starvation. I don't want to be that guy. Well, I think if we're talking in all seriousness, right? I don't know how serious this conversation really is or not. Considering divorce was an option that was stated. But yeah, my biggest recommendation is try to get like some product, some, you know, a game out there, right? Try to sell it, make like fucking anything. I don't know, get something out there, but set a low scope so that you can complete it within like a reasonable amount of time. You have to consider that you have a full-time job, so you have to consider that within your scope, right? And then also you have a relationship, so you have to consider that into the relationship, into the scope as well. And if anything, maybe you speak with your wife and be like, hey, I want to spend a little bit more time on this. Is it okay if we, you know, if I become unhealthily distanced for something or whatever? I don't know. I won't quit my job in this economy. Yeah, shit's rough. I don't blame you. But dude, best feeling is having something work out and then I don't have to work for any other company. And that's not like because of them. I think I've worked with some great companies. I just don't like working for companies, no matter the company. I think what you could do as a developer starting out to start making passive income on the subject of passive income is make marketplace assets, do a little contract work. It depends on what your skill set is. That's another big thing. I know Prismatica has done quite well in the marketplace, I'm assuming. I think Sovereign has done quite well doing stuff. And they both did relatively coding-centric assets. Art assets, I feel like, is a tough one. Art assets, I feel like, to really start making a good amount of passive income from art assets, I feel like you need to make like more than 10 like packs of stuff. You know what I mean? Then you start like having recurred income, because then like you have different variety of stuff, and then people will potentially come back for more things. I feel like when it comes to programming related stuff like code plugins, I think you can generally reach a wider audience with it, I feel like, versus art assets. More people don't know how to code. It's easy, man. Just fucking get in there, man. It's just numbers and shit. And in my case, it's just spaghetti and nodes and wires and 500 cigarettes. You know, that's what you need. That's how you get through the day. I found that clip, by the way, for like what the context of that was. It's so fucking funny, dude. The acting. I never watched that show, but oh my god. Okay. Here we go with the elevator music again. Get me out of here. I'm wearing the context required hat. Search up 500 cigarettes. It's these aliens that get addicted to cigarettes. It has no real correlation to any of this, by the way. Like, I just brought... Listen, I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, just not diagnosed yet. Or a form of it. I thought that was Star Trek? I'm pretty sure it's like that comedy version of Star Trek, isn't it? I don't think that's necessarily Star Trek. Unless it is, which then shit. Okay, quick, show me how to get the angle of a location... The angle of a location relative to the pawn? Show me how to get the angle of a location relative to the pawn. Like, you mean the facing direction of the pawn? You're just trying to get me to do your homework. You have to do a dot product. You get the... You get the rotation, the facing direction of your pawn here. Right? Then you do the forward vector of that. And then you need to get the actor location of your pawn. And then do a fine lookout rotation of this versus the target. Or the actual location. And then you do a forward vector of that. And then you just do a dot product. Wait, no, that's not a... Wait, no, that's the different thing than what you're asking for. Get the angle of a location relative to the pawn. This is me going back into my mind palace and remembering shit that I did. Actor rotation. Then you want to get the actual rotation. I think you could probably minus the rotation of this from this. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. That just goes to show that you can still do this without being a mathematician. I just try things, and then sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, and then I try another thing. Yeah, I was thinking of the dot product instead, which is like a 1 to -1 value rather than the rotation value. Which I'm pretty sure you could get by just reading the... Yeah, I think you could just minus the rotation. That's probably not correct. Bash the keyboard until it works? Yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm sure there's some way of doing it that's more proper. I'm not a... Listen, like I said, I'm not a math guy. I failed math, actually, in school. Kerm, when I learn something new within the engine, do I check the documentation? First thing I'd probably check is the documentation. Then I probably check a YouTube video. Or any other like outside information if there's anybody that posted anything about the subject. But generally first place is documentation. Or I guess first place realistically is me looking at it myself and trying to figure it out myself. Then I try to look at documentation for specific pieces of it. And then I try to like piece it all together from there. And then if all else fails, YouTube video to determine parts of the thing. Okay. This isn't really giving me the location that I want. I was hoping this could give me a little bit. The breadcrumb system for this is not so good. But I guess it's better. I guess it's better. Let's see what it actually looks like in the world. I just deleted the entire train. That's dangerous. I only selected the smoke particle, and that was enough to delete the entire fucking train. I have to go back to Steven Ulibari courses. He explains stuff so much better than random YouTubers. Random YouTubers are also very dangerous because they could teach you the worst shit ever. God, it really does change the game, making it so literally everything appears in your hand. It's the smallest thing, but it makes such a good impact. Look at this. I have a sledgehammer in my hand, and I didn't even code the functionality for it. It really does look like a bunch of... This is insane. It's Mecha Chameleon right here. It's so funny looking. I love it, actually. One day we should have a random thing that looks like a Mecha Chameleon character. Right there. So now let's see how the AI... Let's see how the AI behaves now. Did you guys see that at the door as well? I didn't just see that, right? Was that just a tree passing by? Sentient AI? That would make me shit myself. I think I would actually genuinely turn off my computer. I think I would unplug this fucker. Okay, so the werewolf is up there. And the employee. One of them apparently spotted me. So that's the breadcrumb brought him here, not even me. Bringing him here. I feel like he should kind of like look around or walk around in the area. Help. Glizzy. The insulin spiker. Where did the werewolf go? Things are not good right now. Things are not good right now. Things are really not good right now. I'm stuck. We have to fix their damaging system. See, if there's music playing right now... I don't know what kind of music could be playing. Okay, we're not able to like fully see the capabilities of like the hiding system though. Is it possible for that vent exit to be unreachable? Kind of. Sometimes kind of, which I'm okay with that, but the problem with our catwalks is the monsters literally cannot navigate in here at all. Look at him walk. Look at this stupid motherfucker. Can't even get through the door. Add an invisible floor for monsters. We could. I guess we could do that. It's actually the scariest thing looking through these windows sometimes. Well, I missed a bunch of stuff in Twitch chat. Now we just have to override the path cause for the monster actor? It's just more so the fact that they need a pathing. They need a pathing there. Guys? If I... Wait, does he know I'm here still? Yeah, he does. If I go into the... Can someone stop that man from standing on top of whatever that is? Oh my god. Do you mind? Go check that out. Yeah, you go over there. No. Oh, he's fucking staring at the thing that's broken because it's making noise events. Get out of the way! He's stuck on my head! He's stuck on my head. Get out. Get... We need to stop that from happening. Sometimes the monsters just kind of crawl on top of something and then the noise events just causes them to be distracted by whatever that object is. Maybe objects should have no collision if no players are nearby it. An idea? I know the side catwalks don't have enough pathing for them, especially the like little staircases. It's the unfortunate side effect of trying to make the catwalks a little bit more interesting, a little bit more platformy to get across. Unfortunately, we solve one problem, which is making the players have too much of a safe pathway, but then we end up causing a new problem. Two bombs here. Carrying those guys should probably cause them to wake up. What am I hearing? Is there someone inside of a container? Oh no, he's literally walking out in the open. Oh, this is a perfect spot to test this, by the way. Because there's a lot of intertwining and stuff. Should not be allowed to do this, but I'm doing it anyways. Oh my god, what the fuck? He just jumped across. Did you... That looked so scary because it looked like he just T-posed. It looked like he just... Like an anime character. Walking into... What the hell was that? So let's see, if we run over here... Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. I think it works a lot better. I think it does work a lot better. It's still not perfect, but it's good. After lots of visit, continue where the player is for a few seconds and swap to aggressive roaming in the area. Okay. Allow direct knowledge of the player, a location longer the player is sprinting. So we don't have that, but that's okay. I do feel like they need to roam a bit more rather than just standing still. They essentially stand still for like 8 seconds. And I don't really know what we could do there. Let's see how... I think there's a video on how repos stuff works. Yeah, I'm curious what they did. That would help quite a bit.
Each tier, levels 6 through 8 will spawn 2 enemies for 3 and 4 minutes. Vision quickly, he wouldn't spot me. This is because the headman must be able to see me for a full second in order to spot me. One of the best ways to avoid being spotted is to crouch or crawl. The reason crouching and crawling is so effective is because it lowers the enemy's field of view cone. As you can see, if I were to crouch, the headman's vision immediately updates. Crawl in order
I want to
the enemy's
see
100% vision, and they'll need to see you crawling
what it would,
your head.
how long they...
Keep in mind proximity awareness, which just means that if you're within a certain distance of them, they're able to see you right away, even if they aren't looking at you. For most enemies, their proximity awareness is 3.5 units while you're standing and 2 units while you're crouching or crawling. Please remember that these numbers are for most enemies, not here except Peeper and Shadow Child. The only thing that matters when it comes to noise is the source of the noise. Every noise in Repo, including voice chat,
Change the enemy variable based on players. It sounds complicated for multiplayer environments.
If I were to sprint down this hallway, you can see each step is a bubble. Any enemies within that bubble will hear that noise and pathfind towards the center of it. Sounds like walking, sprinting, or train.
In our scenario, we would just, because like what we do is we constantly line trace to any perceived actors. We would probably do like a dot product check, which I think we do somewhere. I think, not sure.
Relatively small audible bubbles. Sounds from jumping, tumbling, or hitting an item will create
I
medium.
want to see how their de-aggro system works.
Items and extraction points will create big bubbles that can notify enemies up to 1 or 2 tiles away. There are also giant audible bubbles that come from shotguns and interactable items like the harp, animal box, and piano. These bubbles can notify enemies up to 2 or 3 tiles away. The only sound you don't have to worry about are your footsteps while crouching, because this will not make any noise. As a side note, the Huntsman can hear 5 times further than every other enemy in the game. This means that if a noise is 5 units wide, the Huntsman can hear it up to 25 units.
Youch!
The final extraction point is 100 units wide, which can notify enemies up to 4 or even 5 tiles away. Again, any enemies in this bubble will pathfind towards the center of it. After those 4 pings, this bubble...
I always love these kind of like breakdowns, especially when they like get into the game and they try to find, they like figure out how to like create debugs for it. I'm curious how their breadcrumbs. Is there like a video where I could watch where they go through like AI behavior systems and stuff?
stop. As soon as all longer you're now,
Because that would be
and their
quite
respawn
helpful.
Timers will be set to 1 second. It's so effective.
Especially in the context of a horror game, because I feel like that makes more sense. You know what I mean? I'll see what I can find. Horror monster AI behavior game dev. I don't think I'm gonna find anything very specific on like a spotting system. So I think I'm gonna have to kind of figure it out. I search up AI and I get a bunch of fucking garbage. The internet really is dead, huh? The internet, it really do be dead, huh? It really do be dead. Unfortunate. We have a ton of other monsters we need to put in the game. Like we got the ghost, the soul sucker, I think. We got like all these other monsters we got to put in the game. I think hopefully they all have their place beyond just the werewolf and the employee. Yep. The hot dog bun. The chef. The chef would be the one that turns the player into a hot dog. All right, well, it functions better. I wouldn't say it's at its best state. I do think making the monster know a little bit more of where you are would be interesting. Maybe. But we have to test it more. We'd have to test it more. So I do think the sprinting sound should maybe be larger though. God, I wish I could make it so like monsters hear from farther away. That'd be so good. But we'll figure it out. Anyways, it's better than what it was before because they don't know where you are for 8 full seconds. Instead, it's kind of just like however long they see you and then whatever the cooldown is and whatnot. So I think that's a pretty good improvement. What's the conceptual architecture of the baseline monster behavior? Some pretty fancy words. However, I would just say the biggest one is the way that they aggro onto the player and then start chasing them. So they have sight and they have hearing. Hearing just means that they'll potentially be alerted to a point. Sight will allow them to aggro to the player. And then as long as they hold sight to the player, they'll keep running at the player. Otherwise, they'll run at a nearby location. But it would be interesting to combine hearing with the sight a little bit more. If we can. We did already, but I feel like even more would be good. But it's a good start. I'm gonna head out though. 3-hour stream. Woo! I'd say it's a good step forward though. We still have a lot of stuff we need to do though. I don't know if we're getting close to play testing, but I think we should anyway at some point. But yeah, it's like 6 p.m. here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chatting, and sticking around. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you for the gifted subs today. And thank you for just sticking around and stuff. Yeah, get those TPS reports done. Yeah, I will get those third-person shooter reports done. I'm going to get some suit for hire progress done off stream. Don't you worry. All right, peace out, guys. Goodbye.